And do you promise to run when he lifts a finger, and hurry back when you remember his cute little face? If you want this ex-farmer and all his old traits as your mate, then say I do.
I sure will.
Bride and groom will please join hands. I now pronounce you Ma and Pa. Well, maybe soon. Well, what are you waiting for? Kiss the bride and get it over with. I now pronounce you man and wife.
Why does the chicken cross the road?
I don't know why.
To get to the other side. Why did the monkey cross the road?
Because the chicken went first.
No, because the chicken stayed off. Lambs are too long in tails.
Let's go upstairs. Why don't you want to come down?
I am young and I can win. I am young but I can't think. I'm lifted up and my heart's away. I'm free. I am proud of the Lord that I can win. And the proud that is winning when it's all I do. If I'm free and stand by the rock of time. I go,
like so. I'm bringing life to the heart of hearts. I'm consistent, I'm the heart. I'm going to the heart. I'm going that's my soul. I'm bringing life to the heart. I'm bringing life to the heart. I'm
Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covenant of thy wings. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage for those that fear thy name. Thou hast prolonged the king's life, and his years is my generation. He shall abide before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve me. So will I sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform thy vows.
It means you will have lived about 29,200 days. Sometimes we count the days and years from the are actually older than that by some 9 months. The psalmist expressed it in poetic language. You created my innermost being. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. The psalmist knowing everything about him. He writes about the beautiful way he was created. When there was not yet days to his life, all his days were known to God. Thinking about that prompted him to praise, "How precious to me are your thoughts, O Lord." The beginning of life and the end are known to God. And not only how, but the when. We often congratulate each other when we reach another year. But we ought to give God the thanks for each passing year. By His Spirit we live and have our being. In Jesus, God demonstrates His love for us. It is the loving God who makes our birthdays possible.
David, Psalm 139. O Lord, you examine. You know if I am standing or sitting. You read my thoughts from far away. Whether I walk or lie down, you are watching. You know every detail of my conduct. The word is not even on my tongue, O Lord, before you know all about it. Close behind and close in front, you fence me all around, shielding me with your hand. Such knowledge is beyond my understanding, a height to which my mind cannot attain. Where could I go to escape your spirit? Where could I flee from your presence? If I climb to the heavens, you are there. There too, if I lie in Sheol. If I flew to the point of sunrise or westward across the sea, your hand would still be guiding me. Your right hand holding me. If I asked darkness to cover me and light to become night around me, that darkness, you would not be dark to you. Night would be as light as day. It was you who created my inmost self and put me together in my mother's womb. For all these mysteries, I thank you. For the wonder of myself, for the wonder of your works. You know me through and through, from having watched my bones take shape when I was being formed in secret, knitted together in my mother's womb. You had screwed. All were recorded in your book, my days listed and determined, even before the first of them occurred. God, how hard it is to grasp your thoughts, how impossible to count them. I could no more count them than I could the sand, and suppose I could, you would still be with me. God, examine me and know my heart. Probe me and know my thoughts. Make sure I do not follow pernicious ways, and guide me in the way that is everlasting.
This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. For the Lord is present, and where He is holy. This is holy ground. We're standing on holy ground. For the Lord is present, and where He is holy. These are holy hands. He's given us holy hands. To these hands, and so these hands are holy. These are holy hands. He's given us holy hands. He works through these hands, and so these hands are holy. These are holy words. He's given us holy words. He speaks through these words, and so these words are holy. These are holy words. He's given us holy words. He speaks through these words, and so these words are holy. And read a passage, one of my favorite passages from the Bible on that. And I think love has been evidenced through a mother with her celebrating her 80th birthday, mom and dad with their 20th anniversary, a number of other anniversaries too numerous to mention. I might forget a few, and I'm not going to start mentioning. Also, it's a joy and a thrill to see all the new young faces, the new babies. It keeps us all young at heart. So I'm going to read from 1 Corinthians 13 on the theme of love. If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing.
Jewel, clean and clear and cool. Along its shores the children play, and travelers seek it on their way. And nature gives so lavishly her choicest gems to Galilee. But on to the south the Jordan flows, into a sea where nothing grows. No splash of fish, no singing bird, no children's laughter is ever heard. The air hangs heavy all around, and nature shuns this barren ground. Both seas receive the Jordan's flow. The water is just the same, we know. but one of the seas, like liquid sun, can warm the hearts of everyone, while farther south, another sea is dead and dark and miserly. It takes each drop the Jordan brings, and to each drop it fiercely clings. It hoards and holds the Jordan's waves until, like shackled, captured slaves, the fresh, clear Jordan turns to salt and dies within the Dead Sea's vault. But the Jordan flows on rapturously as it enters and leaves the Galilee. For every drop that the Jordan gives becomes a laughing wave that lives each drop. And in this laughing, living sea that takes and gives so generously, we find the way to life and living is not in keeping, but in giving. Yes, there are 2 Palestinian seas, and mankind is fashioned after these. Freely ye have received, freely give. Matthew 10:8.
We will serve the Lord. Then the people answered, Far be it from us to forsake the Lord to serve other gods. It was the Lord our God himself who brought us and our forefathers up out of Egypt, from that land of slavery, and performed these great signs before our eyes. He protected us on our entire journey among all the nations through which we traveled. We too will serve the Lord, because he is our God. And the verse especially, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And Joshua was giving a challenge to the people of Israel here, and that this was Joshua speaking to the people of Israel. And they answered, we too will serve the Lord. And none of you grandchildren had the privilege of knowing our dad. And none of the in-laws.
way. And in those days, being 11 years old, we lived a pretty sheltered life. A lot different than it is nowadays. But I remember Dad as a very fun-loving dad, always full of fun, played the games, but also very good-natured and a God-fearing man. I can never remember him getting angry or mad at us, anyway. I never heard him say a swear word, but I do remember him always bowing his head in prayer for a meal. Even when he came out late out of the field, and he would bow his head for a word of prayer before he ate. What an example he was setting for us kids. And I'm sorry that none of you got to know him, because I know how proud he would, how much he would love you. Then we want to remember Darren. Sometimes it seems just a few years that he's been gone, and sometimes it just seems like yesterday. Oh, how he would have so much fun here today. He would just have got done with his baseball season, which he dearly loved, and he would be going into his senior year. He would no longer be one of the little ones here, but he would be right in there with the rest of you cousins, and trying his best. In the swimming pool and playing ball, he would be right in there with us. Then we remember John also. We miss him too today. He would probably have been up here today leading this Sunday service. We remember him for his ability to be a leader, not only in worship and religious activities, but also social activities. And he always had a good time doing it. He was a very family-orientated man, a super grandpa, a friend of everybody. And oh, how he loved get-togethers, especially at the river. How many of you didn't he pull behind his boat? He probably learned to ski behind his boat. So it's good to think back and to remember. We have to have these memories, and we have to keep them alive. And let's just thank God for these family members, for the role they played in our lives, and for the wonderful memories that we have. And then I have this poem taped in my Bible here. It says, "Sickness and sorrow come to us all, but through it all, we grow and learn to stand tall. For trouble is part and parcel of life, and the more we endure with patience and grace, the stronger we grow, and the more we can face. And the more we can face, the greater our love. And with love in our hearts, we are more conscious of the pain and the sorrow in lives everywhere. So it is through trouble that we learn how to share." For the windows of the soul, and they wash us out, and we shed many tears as we miss our loved ones. We have to think of them where they are now.
There? Not too bad.
Okay, you got people all have to trade. You have to trade. Hey,
Okay.
Denise,
Ready to go.
No, we gotta empty it though. Wait, no, fill it. Hey, Tyler has to be laying down. Hurry up! Woo! Here, Dan. Did you empty it? It's full? Yeah, it was full for sure. Hey, now get it on your head, my dear. want him to fill it 2 times, right? Then what do we do? She has equal. On your forehead, sir. No hand.
Right down my
She can't.
Who said that? Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
We got him, Darla. Yeah, good job. Good job.
Oh, she
She grew. I was defending you. I
Score. She gonna stay? Huh? She gonna stay?
Score. No, we
Was
just
that last point yours or ours?
Trying to fill it up.